Why was the time right for us to build the control room now? The media landscape, in our environment has been dramatically changing. The landscape over the past 3 to 5 years has brought a demand for teams to start to look at the way that they're covering their individual teams.
Blue. Second look red.
I wanted us to be able to be in line with the NBA and their core values of what it takes to put on a quality broadcast. I wanted to be able to give our director, our producers, all the greatest and latest technology to allow them to put on the greatest arena and TV broadcasts that we are capable of doing.
We had to modify the entire framework, so from going from 3G baseband to SMPTE 2110 was an important element for us. But the time was now.
My main reason for choosing Evertz was my long-lasting relationship throughout the last 15 years of my career here with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
When you think about Evertz, the business of production or broadcast, we always pride ourselves in partnering with the best of breed.
We were able to hone in on key components of our workflow that are going to allow us to work for what we are trying to achieve here in Cleveland. Today I feel like we are in a very good spot with Evertz, not only from a technical standpoint, but from modernizing this control room to be the standard bearer across Northeast America. Hello, I'm Joe Fritchen with Rock Entertainment Group, the Cleveland Cavaliers, Cleveland Monsters, and Cleveland Charge. Welcome to our brand new 2110 control room. We had an extensive control room prior to this build that Evertz was a major part of. And I truly believe that Evertz, being a past customer and understanding my workflow here and the multiple events that we are able to do, it made the transition seamless for them and me to come to a common ground to have an understanding on what my needs were.
Now, the flexibility of IP-based routing in both video and audio was very appealing. We also understood that there was going to be a learning curve and a transition that was going to have to be necessary from traditional engineering to IP-based engineering.
Building a 2110 room does come with its pain points. It's not an easy system to build. It takes a lot of qualified people, a lot of dedication. And I now live what I call in a safe space where I do know now that every day I come into work that the equipment will be working, will be running, and will be functioning as intended.
LFO was the systems integrator for the Cleveland Cavaliers SMPTE 2110 broadcast control room upgrade that took place during the summer of 2024. One of the challenges of this project was timing, as the Cleveland Monsters, the AHL team who plays at the arena, made it deep into the playoffs, allowing us not to be able to start the build until the middle of June.
The primary challenge in integrating a new SMPTE 2110 system was the limited time frame. The project also required extensive construction as we completely redesigned the production facility to enhance long-term workflow efficiency. Maintaining the system's high reliability and scalability remained a top priority throughout the entire process. As the main consultant on the project, we adopted an integrated approach, maintaining open communication channels with all stakeholders. Regular meetings and coordinating planning sessions helped align everyone's goal, ensuring that technical specifications, timelines, and deliverables were synchronized throughout the entire project.
Evertz, one of the many partners that we worked with on this project, was fantastic, provided us the additional resources to make sure that this project was completed both on time and under budget.
Evertz was selected because of their proven expertise in broadcast technology, their ability to provide comprehensive solutions that fit our project requirements, their engineering support, and innovative products, especially in the SMPTE 2110 systems, made them the ideal partner. We emphasized thorough planning and phase testing throughout the process. This early selection enabled us to begin construction promptly for rebuilding the room, allowing us to set up the 2110 system and start programming ahead of the season's end. Evertz support team collaborated closely with us to tailor solutions, comprehensive pre-development simulations, and help detect and address compatibility issues before the live deployment.
One of the great things about this control room being 2110 is that it is IP-based, making everything scalable, meaning that any future upgrades that are done don't necessarily require hardware, rather just software.
The facility integrates an IP-based hardware framework and a scalable infrastructure, facilitating streamlined capacity expansion predominantly through a software-defined configuration. Leveraging software-defined networking and virtual networking functions, the architect supports dynamic reconfiguration and incremental upgrades, ensuring compatibility with emerging technologies and minimizing hardware overhaul requirements.
One of our mottos here in Cleveland is a phrase that I like to use, which is build, scale, and grow. I feel like we have built one of the nicest control rooms. I feel like we have now grown into the room, and now it's time to scale the room to our needs. Scaling is what I love about Evertz. With this control room, we have now given ourselves the ability to scale for any event, for any circumstance that comes over the course of the next 5 to 10 years.
7, 6, 5 to X, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Roll X, track X,
We have the ability to do a couple of different shows also at the same time. So our in-house show, which is where I primarily work, we have 2 replay operators. We've got our director, our producer, our main playback operator that does all of our noise prompts, which is also off of a DreamCatcher machine. We have a large group of people that all work to put on our game day show here.
So back when Joe Fritchen was telling us that we were going to remodel our studios, the first thing I asked him was what kind of board we were going to get. And he talked about this Studer board.
Studer has been a tremendous asset to our radio broadcasting technology. I have now implemented Studer across all platforms, including Cleveland Monsters, Cleveland Charge, and Cleveland Cavaliers.
Now, when you're talking about the flexibility and ease of use with the Studer board, it's fantastic. See, now we got 3 of them there. We got the 22-track board, which is the one I'm on. That's the Bravo. And then there's the Big Daddy. There's the 32, which I also work on for our Rock Entertainment Sports Network. And then we have a 10 or 12-track one that we also have. That's the flexibility of a Studer. And they've got so many different auxes. They've got so many different Vistronic views that you can do so much with the board. And I wanted to learn everything.
I feel like Studer has given me the flexibility across their platform to allow me to do seamless audio transitions and routings very easily and smoothly for our engineering staff, along with our producers and directors.
You could either just run the audio board and push buttons, or you could sell it.
Cavs and Heat are tied 71-71.
It's what sets you apart as a technical engineer, studio engineer, technical director, whatever you want to call it. That's what sets you apart from the rest. I don't want to be like anybody else. I want to be the best, and I do it with a Studer board.
That was big hit.
At once, if you count our clips machine, that would be 4 for the in-house, and we could do capably 3 for our broadcast. Right now we're only running 2 for the broadcast, but the broadcast side also would have the capability of doing 3 replay, and we could even theoretically add a co-pilot to that as well, along with the co-pilot we have for the in-house feed. The beauty of being a lot larger is now we have a better capability to be more well-rounded with when we do have multiple shows going at the same time. Let's do red. We have a lot more ability to take in cameras so we don't miss anything. Second with red. I can give you all of that on blue. They're all there, it's always recording, so then we are able to take and find, oh hey, this was on which angle. We can go back on that angle, find what it is that they're looking for, because we know we have it, because we can take them all in, which is great.
We had the opportunity to work with DreamCatcher and specifically Metadata Copilot and that system to integrate with our already existing digital asset management system. And obviously, being a massive organization, we're constantly churning out content. Metadata is so important to keep things organized, to cut down on search time, to find the exact clip that you need for your piece. And so with Copilot and the new control room, it created a virtually touchless workflow.
Copilot is magic. It is pure magic because it works in the background, it's seamless. It's been magical because it frees up, on the replay side, it frees us up to then be able to focus on packages, be able to focus on replays.
The DreamCatcher operators don't need to even tag anything. Everything is pushed automatically to our system and it shows up in real time as the game is going on. Metadata Copilot integrates with the NBA stats feed. So when a player action happens and the NBA tracks everything from a block, a rebound, a shot, a turnover, what you name it, anything that's logged through the stats guys sitting down on the scorers tables is automatically picked up by Copilot. And then what's really cool about Copilot is we can determine what actions we want to grab and automatically send.
We've been able to set it up so it labels things the way we want it to be labeled. It all does that on the back end and we don't have to worry about it.
So I think the long and the short of it is Metadata Copilot, it kind of got out of the way of everything. And that frees you up to focus on the story and the stories you want to tell.
On behalf of Evertz, I'm here today to speak about how much it meant to me to be an Evertz customer and how much it means to me to be part of the Evertz family. When working with Evertz, what we tried to do in building this control room is to be best in class. I do feel like throughout this process we have achieved that.
Evertz has been amazing when it comes to the training and the support and making sure that we are doing what we need to do, what we need to have to do what we need to do.
Whenever I needed something done, the Evertz guys, my gods, my technical guys were there to help me through every step of the process.
Evertz previously having some familiarity with it, with our engineering team, and then being able to modernize with them as we were going through a significant transformation, I think provided everybody a peace of mind and a comfort that where we were and where we were going was going to be consistent and we were going to have a great partner along the way that was going to ensure that we weren't going to fail.
Evertz has been nothing but accommodating to me. Their service, response time, and attention to detail throughout this build has been nothing short of amazing for me and my staff. If you are fortunate enough to come here to Cleveland, which I expect all of you will, and I cherish that for you to come see, which I believe is one of the newest, greatest state-of-the-art control rooms, not only for an arena show, but also for Rock Entertainment Sports Network, including Cleveland Monsters, Cleveland Charge, and the Cleveland Cavaliers.